And welcome back. We are speaking with Steve NDICHU. He is talking to us about alcohol addiction, his journey, and what it taught him. So if you're an addict or struggling with alcohol, this particular show is for you. Not just to show you what happened to him, but also to give you a roadmap on how you get out. At the end of the show, of course, he'll be telling us, you know, what are some of the ways you can be able to get a grip and get a hold back of your life. Steve.
Yes.
Maze, unajua some of these things tunaongea off the show. They just remind me. They take me very far away.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Tell us about the toll pombe takes on your body. Alcoholism too generally.
Alcohol. Alcohol is, I said it once, I've said it again. Alcohol has never been a friend to the body. That thing is poisonous. You wake up in the morning, you're high. You slept at night, you're high. You can't eat. You drink, you vomit. You drink again, you vomit. You eat, you vomit. Now instead of helping your body
to recover,
you're spoiling it even more. I remember I used to sweat at night very much. So I think maybe ni joto kunayo. I take a shower. Ile shower tu ya kudanganya mwili. No. Unasikia heartbeat inapiga. You see death. Serious death. But morning, since it has subsided in the body, you think now I'm okay.
You power through.
You are not sober. I can tell you, I've never been sober. I won't lie. For those drinking years, I can say 10 years. I've never been straight sober. Straight sober heavy. People, I went into rehab. Apa Turongai. I went to rehab, and when my wife and my parents came to visit me, they were shocked.
To see a sober you?
They have never seen you.
Ni kama ulipotelea kule ndani. You know, the real you disappeared.
You know, there's a picture. I'm telling you, there's a picture you portray to people. People know you like that. You meet people for 10 years, they know you like that. So you come back to them, they look at you, they're like, who is this guy? You talk straight like this.
Because you know, it's funny, even your soul
becomes alcoholic.
Yeah, because it shows in your demeanor, your body. And your body wastes away, and guys can just see this guy.
You're wasting away.
This guy is...
And then, the good thing with, with rehabilitation, not counseling, rehabilitation, it brings back you.
True.
Yeah? You down, you think about your life. You sit down, your body recuperates. You know, people never think that your body can rebuild itself. I wasn't this size. Imagine me minus me twice. I used to wear clothes that no longer fit me now. I used to wear clothes and tie them again because they're not fitting. People are working so hard to make your life comfortable, you're making them miserable. People think maybe ni kazi hana. Okay? People think maybe ni kazi hana, maybe that's why he's going to drink. They look for a job for you. You go and drink the work. You drink, unawaibisha kazini. Your parents look for work for you. Serious job, mali unakaa smart. You go for 2 weeks, the next week you're high. May I remember, I went to a job.
Yeah.
My dad, that's why I'm telling you, I look up to my dad very much. My father got me a job. He used to pay me to go to a job. I went on Saturday, I'm paid, I don't come back home. I come back home high, no money. He continues, you know, tell me, between me and my dad, who is more an addict than the other? Nobody. How can you be paying somebody to drink?
You are hoping that he will see the light, you know, and change his ways.
Until you understand why. Or you look at yourself and see the zero in you. You know, the drinking makes you zero. And when people will come to realize that that is when people will stop drinking the way they are drinking.
It's interesting you put it that way, because I put it in another way, but I think it's the same way. You know, you have to get fed up of where you are.
Yes.
Until
You'll always be there. Even in life.
You know, until you calculate the losses of money,
Yes.
the you know, the opportunities, yeah. The financial activities that you have done,
You'll never be so.
the sheer heartache that's causing you personally, even in your own body, you know, the many fights you get into, until you calculate and you say all that.
That is when you become sober.
Yeah, the times you are picked up from a ditch, you are what, or the moments of blackout that you don't in stories.
Lose 10 years.
Yeah, you know.
Lose 10 years. No, lose 10,000, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Lose money. You know, money is valuable like life. Lose 10,000 shillings and understand what pain you feel. People see you talk about addiction, they think wewe niwe ukuweza kujipanga, niwe ukuweza, you know. People drink casually. You no longer have control. And then this thing takes you from there, in your white cap, your finances start dwindling, you end up in Changa.
True.
That is rock bottom.
When alcohol is alcohol.
Now that is where alcohol is. Huku kwa white cap hakuna pombe. Look at Mikumi. Those people are drunk. Wewe unaweza drink na Mercedes na upeleke nyumbani. You are not drinking until you crash with that Mercedes. That is when you know, now jana nilikuwa mlevi. Is it worth it? And the problem is, we talk about it every day and nothing is done. Why? Because we are talking to the wrong people.
What should be done, Ndishu?
Parents are, okay?
Yeah.
Parents don't drink.
Most of them.
Most of them. Because I have a friend who tells me, baba yangu alikuwa anakunywa, lakini vile nilianza kunywa kaacha. Why? Parents should never forget the love they have for their children. Okay. Support systems are the ones that take you to sober.
But my brother, you know, they're getting who say, you know what, I have done so much for my son, for my daughter.
You know,
try to get them into rehab, trying to get them help, try to get them prayers, try to get them, you know, someone to talk to, try to get them a mentor. Called even you, Ndishu, come and talk to this. Nothing is happening. We've got young people watching, or parents watching whose young ones have sold
everything.
Sufurias, donuts.
Hata mimi niliziuza. I lie. Kwa nauza.
Vitu tu zina
na unaruka. And they know it is you.
Now, Naruka, do you know? Let me tell you. I'll tell you something. There's a part who they are because they could be watching. You know, you find a guy, and sasa nimekuinvite, ndio. Sasa tumekaa mimi wewe and that guy. Na wewe simu ipotee. Simu yako ipotee tu, uliweka kwa meza.
Imepotea.
Yeah. Si mimi tulikam na wewe, si ndio? Nah, we don't need a whole case.
No.
Yeah, one of us was sober. Now they are drunk.
Yeah.
But usimwite mwizi. Ukimwita mwizi, hiyo ni kesi ingine you can have there and do not there.
You know, alcohol makes you poor. When you become poor, you start taking things that are worthless. Juu hata ukichukua TV kwa hao, the TV is worth maybe 30,000. Ukienda kwa mtu wa second hand aone wewe ni mlevi, hata ichukua na 2K.
Aki.
Okay? 2K 1 hour later uko zero. Unarudi home, sasa kuangalia nini ingine imekaa mbaya. I don't know.
So I'm telling you, there's people watching who are just fed up. Who are saying, I don't know what to do. What would you tell such people, especially, you know, parents, husbands, wives,
you know,
and say, I don't know where to start.
What I can say.
And you know, also, let me just add something else before you say that. Some of them have even tried kidnapping the guys. You know, this kidnap, una kidnap, unarusha rehab. Alafu anakaa huko 3 months akicharge.
Let me tell you. You take somebody to a rehab at night, amedungwa stopper, anaamka asubuhi anapata kwa rehab. Atakaa 3 months. Atatoka juu it was not a decision they made. Me, I don't know. Give them love. Start with love, okay? Addicts are lonely people. Some wives are fed up right now, okay? Kids are fed up. First, look for help for yourself. Wacha an addict kwanza. Find out how you can help this guy without taking him first to the rehab. Because first, you are the one who is suffering. Okay? People think that when you make a person sober, now you have solved the problem. Maybe you are the problem. Okay? When you first identify why this thing is happening, ask them what happened to them. You know, when you talk to somebody, even if they're high, atakwambia mashida fulani unaelewa. Okay? They'll tell you about problems that you can relate to. What I can say, there are very many people who can first talk to you. Wachana na addict kwanza. Kabla addict arudi kwa senses, lazima wewe kwanza urudi to your senses. Maybe you are the enabler. Enablers provide money for the addicts. Okay? Sikwambi ufunge nyumba. Lakini first, have a talk with them. Unajua kutalk na mtu, ni ile mnakaa chini unamuuliza, why do you drink? You know, in the process ya kuongea, you'll find out why these things are happening. Because sometimes we castigate these people without finding out why the problem is. Maybe you are the problem. Maybe it started from you. Unamsumbua, maybe ana feel uncomfortable, you get. Maybe abuse.
So get feedback first. First
get feedback from them. And then not that feedback, use it. First go to find a center or find a counselor. There are very many. I have contacts. Talk to the counselor. Tell them, I have this person who is saying this and this and this and acting like this and this and this. How can we help him? Okay? Not you taking them there and thinking the counselor will help. The counselor is making money. Atatumia time yake alafu story ishe. Okay? I think that is what I can say for now.
Yeah.
And I want to say rehabs work. Okay? Rehabs work with the right mentality. You have to change somebody's mentality overhaul. Before they get to the rehab, you have to first make them understand why they need help.
Yeah.
That is talking to them.
If they can see the why, they can make the change.
Yes. If a person can see why you are doing this for them, they will change. And then make them see, don't tell them you've done this to me, you've done this to me. Show them, like you said, the losses that they have incurred in their life. Okay? When somebody gets a picture of the true self, you will change.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What about that person right now who looks at you and says, you know, wow, I mean, it can be 4 years sober. Yeah, hata amejaribu weekend. Alijiambia tu Saturday na Sunday. Alafu Saturday kukawa na ball, ikachange story.
Nimekwambia, the first thing you do, change your group. You see that clique you roll with? Yeah? It is strange, but it happens. You see the people you work with, they influence a lot what you do in your life.
They do.
If you change the group you work with,
they do.
You will see a change in you.
Oh, I noticed that also. You know, there's a thing about you start drinking, you acquire your new friends. They start, maybe you are drinking occasionally, so it was a party you do, maybe wine every 3 months or 2 months, and then suddenly somebody has a birthday katikati, so there's a new day. And then somebody says, you guys, we'll be doing Fridays.
Yeah.
See Friday tu kabla weekend, then you enter into Friday. And kidogo you hear there's reggae night on Wednesday. Naingia hapo.
Exactly.
Before you know it,
those people roll.
You have a theme for every day. You even have excuses now.
You no longer come to work.
Yeah.
Levi is called in the morning. He's like, there's somewhere I have to fika. You are in the house. You're drunk.
Yeah.
Many people have been fired.
Yeah.
Because they're not in the bar.
Yeah.
They're at home, drunk.
Yeah. And you get to a place where you even celebrate nonsense.
Yes.
I mean, you drive from here to Nakuru, you get to Naivasha, and you're like,
tusimameni hapa.
To toast ya kufika Naivasha. No, it's a reason.
Jana weekend ilishika sana. Let's say thank you. But you know, I like talking to people direct.
Yeah.
You know, you can't help people, all of them, But if I find one, I have talked to people even who are sober, and they have told me it's better to remain sober.
Yeah.
People are getting into problems nowadays and thinking drinking is the solution. You will never become sober.
Yeah. There is something you mentioned, though, that's key. You talked about, you started in high school.
Yes.
Do you feel like, in hindsight now, when you look back, do you think that we should apply maybe some kind of addiction program at high school level?
That is the best thing they can do right now. Because people are drinking in schools. School, high school. My friend, that is where alcohol is. These people are not coming to get drunk hapa mtaani. Shule, I was talking to a friend yesterday and we were saying, freedom is the first addiction you get. You are addicted to freedom. When you get to secondary school, nobody looks at you as a kid anymore. So you do something and get away with it. You are in a school where you are 2,000 guys. Who will look at you if you are sober or not? Your parent is no longer there. But when we get, you've talked about a very nice thing. Having talks with these guys, having counseling for these guys, having programs in schools for these guys, so that they understand a mind grows up learning.
Yes.
If they continue learning about what is happening in the world out there, when they come to the world out there, they will relate with this guy. They will see a drunkard and relate to that topic. People think that drinking, this guy became, is sleeping in the mtaro because he drinks too much. Maybe he's taken one. And these things that are being manufactured right now are poisonous. These are
They're lethal.
These are pombe.
In fact, I saw Jana on social
People
media.
making things in buckets.
Yes, I saw that. I was quite shocked. I was like, okay, we've heard about it. Usually we heard about the other brands.
Yeah.
There were some brands that they were doing that all along.
Yeah, those due to masters, due to what.
Sasa kuna
Jack Daniels.
They are going for, yes, what you would call pedigree drinks,
But let me say this, and I'm sorry if I'll hurt anybody. The government knows the manufacturers of these things. Okay? And it is $1 million business right now.
It is.
It starts from there. Administration huko juu. Trickle down mpaka kwa mlevi wa changa hapa mtaani. We need to find a solution as fast as possible. We are losing a generation. Tembea mtaa. Look for people in their 20s right now. Half of them or 3/4 of them, they drink. Yes, go enda mtaani sahi. 20s, in their 20s hakuna mtu. And their fathers and their mothers. Watoto wao wanalelewa na wazazi wale waliwazaa.
Very sad state of affairs. What do you think would be the way forward you would advise an addict right now? Somebody who may be listening to this sees, yes, I think I could be having a problem. What to do?
Okay. You have a friend who is sober. You have an uncle who is sober.
Talk to them.
You have a friend who is sober. You have an uncle who is sober. You have that person, maybe it's a parent, who you always relate to. They are sober. And you feel that if you talk to them, they will listen to you. My best advice right now, if you feel what I've talked about is going through your life, talk to them. Don't fear. People fear that people will look at you as a loser. You are not a loser. I drank for 10 years and I'm sober 4 years. And I have gotten an opportunity to sit down in a TV station. Let me tell you, some things are dreams. I'm the first person in our family to be in a TV station. And I drank for 10 years. People thought I'm wasted.
Wow.
But it's an opportunity to grow. So don't think like because you've done this for these years, you've lost everything. Maybe this is the only chance you have to change. Maybe this is the chance you have to get out of what you're getting out. You have a very big future. If you're in your 20s and your 30s, you still have very many years to live. 10 years is a lot of years.
Yeah.
And you can change, I'm telling you, in 4 years.
And you can recover.
In 4 years, I've done a lot of things. I've done a lot. If I get another 4 years, I don't know where I'll be. Maybe I'll be one of the ministers. And talking to people is the best thing in life. And making them understand that change is there, change is possible, and you can recover. That thing you're drinking today is not your life. You can recover. And there are very many places you can find help. But start from the person you can relate to, especially in your family. Even if it's a friend who's not a family member, but you can talk to them and they can find help. Find help, talk to people, you will recover.
Well said, NDICHU, well said. Really, I'm really glad you came and we had this conversation, and I'm really hoping that it opens the way. You know, people ask me, even as we close, because we have just about a minute, that, you know, sometimes we talk about alcoholism too much here on this show. But it's because of what we see going out there.
Exactly.
It's because of who I was and who you are.
Yes.
I mean, you're on TV for the first time.
Yes.
I got on TV after I got out of rehab.
Exactly.
I mean, some of these things.
You never dreamed of them.
Addiction is covering so much potential.
Exactly. We have engineers, drivers,
you know,
doctors.
Just
who are
buried
just
under the drink.
Yes.
You know. And the moment it lifts, we then begin to see and say, wow.
And we can work we can work on our futures.
True.
Our futures are out there drinking. Guys who are in offices right now are retiring. They're supposed to be retired. A person in their 70s still in an office should be retired. But they have nobody to leave that office to.
True.
Your father has nobody to leave that piece of land to. You have properties, your father has properties, but he's afraid of leaving those properties to you because the way you look, the way you act, the way you are, you think you're poor.
He's like, hey, usiatakwisha tu.
Yes, you'll die. Parents fear giving even you something to hold on to for your future because they know you'll either sell it. Yeah.
It will not end well.
Yes.
I hear you, bro. Thank you for the story. Let's change things out there. Steve NDICHU, he is now an addiction awareness campaigner. And he started right here on the very first TV station. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Keep it cuss. Stay tuned for Ilosu. Good day.